As you know, Jakarta is really a big city, and
words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither wildly as they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my opened mind, possessing and caressing me. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 Images of broken light which dance before me like a million eyes. They call me on and on across the universe. Haunt me under like a restless wind inside.
so yes, it is a challenge because some scholastics do focus on study and forget the bigger picture. So in that sense, we cannot just count on the study itself. The study itself is not for the study. It is part of the bigger picture of the formation, part of the bigger picture of the later on in the incorporation in the body of society.
Dan angin, pengetahuan dan sebagainya, panas sebagainya. Dan ada susah detail. Apa yang dia show itu enggak?
Kalau saya kasih feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe it's challenge for me to study the new language again in Indonesia, and especially when I have to study in philosophy also in Indonesian language. That's I think more difficult.
But after school, I think we still have what we call the extracurricular activities. Starting from the second year, they do some extracurricular activities, some pastoral works, either in parish or teaching in schools, high schools, state schools, or other possibilities.
When I meet face to face with the students, where the place where I share, where we share certain experience together. Like for example, when the student come to me, oh, I have this experience. I broke up with my girlfriends or boyfriends, or I want to get to know these girls and I want to get to know these boys. That experience, I feel great, because it's maybe as young people we are talking, I still young, we are still young.
Unfortunately, the school, the campus itself is not really, we cannot call it a campus. We just a set of buildings. We don't really have a facility for sport. We don't really have, nice place for as a nice garden. You cannot hang out really at school. But I'm glad that Scholastics arranged themselves some other sport activities, not at the school itself, but in another place.
The reason why the scholastics here live in small houses, from the point of view of the Jesuit formation, living in small houses provides a more conducive environment for the scholastics to be responsible for their lives and self-sufficient rather than living in a dorm-type housing. Moreover, living in small houses within residential areas gives the scholastic the best opportunity to be in contact and build relationships with their neighbors. And finally, living in small houses provides the best possibility for the scholastics to live simple lives in accordance with the average standard of living in Jakarta.
Of course, this is daily mass. That is most important for the spiritual life because we cannot live in as this week without Eucharist, daily mass. About the personal prayer is dependent on the every scholastic. We must choose and make a discussion with the spiritual director how to pray, how to arrange and manage the prayer life, spiritual life. How to manage time so that every scholastic has time to spiritual reading, about the spiritual reading and so weiter. So weiter dari Jerman and so weiter. And so on.
Sama dan tidak sama. Ketika ingin umum, katakan bahwa tangan asumsi manusia yang tadi saya katakan busuk itu orang dari sosok.
Every month we have recollection. Every month. I think in all the units every Sunday they have the computer room every monthly collection, and I hope all the scholastic every month, once every month, meet their spiritual director. I hope so.
Sometimes regularly feel very dry in prayer. You feel empty, even pray or try to do activity, but not really deep. That's another example, such as the study also. Sometimes you really try to study very hard, so we find hard time to really feel deep in prayer. And of course, it's very important for me that spiritual director will help me to understand more. I mean by it's not only myself try to understand that, but sharing experience with other people, and also my spiritual director. This really helped me to overcome or to understand more about such problems.
We share with each other our difficulties, our problems, and our study, our community life. So what we have been doing right now and our relationship with them so far is that really good.
Yeah, I could mix around with them, I could go out with them, and I was okay with the way things were with them.
Sometimes there is miscommunication that happens among us because of language and cultural differences.
Impression, I think, is the warm welcoming of the Jesuit Indonesia, and especially my friends who accompany me and try to help me on my study life, social life, and community life. They are crazy. I really respect that courage. I cannot imagine myself being in Thailand or Myanmar just with 2 or 3 months learning the language and then go to school. I will die.